Who's firing? God damn it!
In movies, guns are perhaps the most clichéd weapon of all. For the action genre, it's just a spectacle to see large amounts of ammunition blowing the hell out of everything in sight. It's a tough choice, but these are the bullet fests that left the biggest impression on me, personally. Check it out. It's Cinemassacre's Top 10 Shoot-'em-Up Movies. Number 10, RoboCop. Police officer Alex Murphy shot down by a gang of thugs. Probably one of the most horrible shootings ever. Good Lord, why doesn't he just die? Well, he sort of dies, but he gets rebuilt as RoboCop, and that's where the real action starts. RoboCop is a walking gun, a bullet machine, enforcing the law with a vengeance. Good stuff. Number 9, Bonnie and Clyde.
For the barrel board!
Applauded for its romanticized portrayal of cross-country robbers, rebels against society's establishments, this movie changed the way filmmakers made crime dramas. The final shootout is one of the most groundbreaking moments in American cinema. Back in 1967, nobody had seen anything like it. They don't just get shot, they get showered with bullets. Shortly after this movie, the R rating came into existence. That says it all. Number 8, Hot Shots Part 2. Yeah, you didn't see that one coming. An action movie spoof from the 90s. Charlie Sheen fucks everybody up.
Going and going and going.
Even the Energizer Bunny gets annihilated. There's actually an on-screen body count. The body count keeps going up, even when nobody's getting shot. It claims to surpass RoboCop and Total Recall, and then announces it's the bloodiest movie ever, even though there's not a single drop of blood. But a bold self-proclamation like that deserves itself a spot on our list.
Yes!
Number 7, Desperado, a semi-sequel to El Mariachi about a guy who carries around a guitar case full of guns. It started as a little innocent tale about mistaken identity, but Desperado took the character and basically turned him into a full-blown action hero seeking revenge. Robert Rodriguez writes, directs, and edits, and this makes everything go together hand in hand. The action scenes are really well put together. It's entertaining as hell, and it has a sense of humor. He stands on the bar, and he doesn't get hit by a single bullet. The guitar case weapons are ridiculous. This movie can be watched out of order. You can pick any random scene and it'll still make sense. Just a bunch of people getting shot, blown the fuck up, and that's why it's awesome. Number 6, Heat. What makes this shootout so great is that it seems that it could actually happen. It's shot with a sense of realism that, as an audience, we believe it's happening. The soundtrack of gunshots, people screaming, and silence subjects you to the environment. It covers such a wide span, they blast through so many vehicles, and there's innocent pedestrians running away. It's stunning. Number 5, Death Wish 3. Charles Bronson mows them all down. Of all the films in the series, this one is unforgettable because the final scene is just people being shot excessively. It goes on forever. Even the neighbors join in. Everybody's at war. Bodies are flying all over the place. There's guys on rooftops, in windows, up in trees. They just keep coming out of nowhere. It's like a video game. Bronson teams up with the police chief. It's like the second player just joined, and the 80s music starts up and they go running. All we need is the score. That guy, the chief, is so uncool and out of place compared to Charles Bronson. The head bad guy gets taken out at close range with a rocket launcher. That's hardcore. Number 4, Rambo, the fourth one. In recent years, it says a lot for a shootout to be impressive. We're so accustomed to seeing people getting shot in movies that it really makes newer movies seem less spectacular than they really are, because we've seen it already 1,000 times. But the amount of bodies being mangled by bullets here is just crazy. It's so brutal. It reminds you of one thing. You don't fuck with Rambo. Number 3, Hardboiled. Okay, so typically in a gun duel, there's a lot of editing. Shot of someone firing the gun, shot of someone dying. And sometimes it seems almost random, and you rarely see someone reload. But in Hardboiled, there's a shootout scene in a hospital where there's one single shot lasting nearly 3 minutes. One long take going through hallways. You barely ever see an action scene done that way, let alone a shootout scene. And usually when you see someone get shot, they don't bleed, they just fall down. But here, there's blood all over the place. But my favorite scene is the warehouse. Motorcycles, explosions, it's a feast to the eyes. I could probably fill the whole top 10 with John Woo movies, but this one just takes the cake.
If they move, kill them.
Number 2, The Wild Bunch. The final shootout took about 12 days to film, and about 10,000 squibs were used. And if you need to know, a squib is an explosive made to simulate bullet shots, and there was a ton of them. Some have said that more blanks were fired here than actual live rounds in the Mexican Revolution. I couldn't prove that because I wasn't around then, but judging from all the shots fired in this film, all I can say is it looks like a lot. I mean, fuck, it's a lot of bullets. The soundtrack is just constant gunshots, and the body count is mesmerizing. Originally, the movie was supposed to be rated X, but was eventually toned down to an R. And this was in 1969, so you can understand how shocking it must have been. But even in the 90s, it was threatened with an NC-17 rating upon its re-release. Now that says a lot. And just the fact that this movie is nearly 40 years old and it makes it at number 2 on this list, that really says a lot. And now for the number 1 shoot-'em-up movie, Scarface. Yeah, you guessed it. How could this not be number 1?
Do you want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
The rise and fall of Tony Montana, and what a way to go out. It's like watching all your inner rage explode on the screen.
You fuck with me, you fucking with your back.
One of the most therapeutic pieces of cinema ever. He's jacked on coke and pissed the fuck off. Best shoot-'em-up scene says nothing at all. It's one of the best climaxes to any movie, period.
Give me a fucking army, you're gonna take me. Who do you think you're fucking with, man?